We're sitting in front of a demonstration of the inline power generator. This is a 40 kilowatt inline power generator. And what inline power generator means is we take power from the grid and bring it into the unit and directly out of the unit on the same terminals, and double the power output or decrease the power input. We bring power in on the terminals of an outer stator, and the power excites the rotor and the stator, and they're both solid state, nothing moves, but that excitation brings about double the power output versus power input. And the power really comes from electrical steel. It's a rather intricate mechanism, but basically the electrical steel is made of iron. And iron just so happens to have 4 unpaired electrons. Majority of the electrons are paired, so they will not make a magnetic field. But 4 of the electrons of iron are unpaired. So that means they will magnetize. And if the iron atom is a little magnet, then it will coalesce into pools that we call magnetic domains. And then those little pools of magnetism are arranged in such a fashion within the electrical steel in which the arrangement is such that the least amount of energy has to be put into the system to maintain their position. If you test for the amount of magnetic field being put off by electrical steel, it's basically 0. But if we excite that electrical steel, as we are doing with power from the grid, then those magnetic domains align themselves. And when they align, they put out tremendous amounts of power. So if it takes maybe 1 unit of power for this unit to put out 4 units of power. This is our inline power generator. It's powering this entire building, which is 12,000 square foot. It has several components. The core component is this blue casing back here. Actually is housing a coils that you'd find in an electric generator or electric motor. Then inside that, which we can't see from here, there's a core, it's a wound core. And it interacts with the stator mechanism when we take power from the utility, excite the outer core, it excites the inner core, which in turn, the interaction generates twice as much power. There's several co-components that are not really as big as the stator mechanism, but they're important. This is a series of capacitors that we use on the inner core. We also have another series of capacitors back there that goes to support the outer core. And this is a series of transfer switches that allows us to bring the capacitors on and off as we wish. So the big component is basically a housing similar to a 40 kilowatt electric motor with a center core of wound copper on electrical steel again, and a series of capacitors. That's basically all we have to use to generate the power. Now, if you have a standalone unit, this would operate the same way, except it would have a battery mechanism that would be interplayed so that when you go through 0, which all AC power does twice per cycle, the unit continues to operate. So inline power generator and the other unit that we just reviewed is a self-sustaining unit. Iron, if it's excited, will put out 4 times as much energy as required to excite it in the system. So you're looking at 500% return. Total amount that the unit's capable of putting out depends on the size of the unit. The energy is generated constantly by the electron spin of the iron atom. And I've had people ask me, even scientists, well, how long will the electron spin? I mean, you can't know much about chemistry or metallurgy or anything else and ask that question, because if the electrons stopped spinning in elements, we'd all poof into dust. There'd be a universe full of dust. We wouldn't have, because that's all that holds the universe together.